promotion.
Well, he said that we're just going to basically
Sell us something. When you come to pawn us something, we're here to help you. I've been doing this a long time. I've built a great reputation. It pissed me off when you think I'm here to rip you off. I'm not.
Working in a pawn shop isn't for the faint of heart, and nobody knows that better than Les Gold. From angry customers to full-blown brawls, Les has faced it all head-on. What's wild is how often things turn physical, and Les never backs down. Here are the craziest times Les Gold got attacked on Hardcore Pawn. Starting the list is this lady who walked into the pawn shop looking to collect a couple of items she had pawned. She was initially pissed that the pawn shop opened late, but she managed to keep her cool. She pawned her kid's laptop and Xbox because she needed the money, and now she wants to pick up the items. As she waits in the queue, something crazy happens.
But hey, I got my money. I'm going to get my out for my kids. I had to pawn. They was mad as hell. I was just getting here. Why was they so late opening it up?
You don't need me to tell you that this lady is running out of patience. She skips the line of people who also want to pawn their items and tries to create a scene. As you would expect, nobody takes her seriously, and that just sends her temper through the roof. But does she really think anyone is going to respond to her after skipping the line?
I'm tired of standing in line.
Ma'am, come on to this end window. We'll take.
That's right, just let me give you my.
Were you supposed to be next?
Standing in line.
Ma'am, were you next in line?
Shoo, at least she has the money to pay to collect her items. For a second there, I thought she was going to be short on change. Seeing that the lady didn't want to stop yelling, Les decided to attend to her personally. He was able to calm her and asked if she had enough money to collect the items. She did, and to her surprise, had some change.
Man, y'all be the best in the world.
I hope so.
Okay.
That's the key.
No
Thank
more.
you.
I'm ready to go. His Xbox out first. Clean. And you never gonna pawn your again. I can't even got your out.
Haha, that is one crazy woman. She pays the money and gets the items she pawned. She then goes back to her Don and tries to apologize to him, saying that she would never pawn his devices again. From what she said outside of the pawn shop, you can tell those items are definitely coming back to the pawn shop. Oh well, let's see what's next.
Hello. How are you? I'm good. There's 3 items. I came in to get my hands a necklace and 2 rings.
Ouch. That's definitely what that lady wanted to hear. She walked into the pawn shop wanting to collect a necklace and 2 rings, which she claimed belonged to her husband. Here's where things get really interesting. The items were pawned with her husband's ID, making him the only one qualified to come pick up the items. Like I said, that's not what she was hoping to hear.
I can't. I wish I could. Something I can do, that'd be a nice surprise, but I can't.
Why don't you, well, you can buy him something new. Probably because today's his birthday, I checked.
I guess you could probably show me what you got.
That's actually really sweet of Ashley. Ashley overhears the conversation with the lady and the other staff, and she kind of feels bad. The lady wants to get her husband a gift for his birthday, but since she can't have access to the items, Ashley decides to offer her another option and says, instead of picking the pawned items, you can buy him new items.
How about a watch?
Sounds like a good idea. Just show me.
Dad, do me a favor. Grab me a watch for a sec.
These are brand new.
It's actually pretty nice.
These are. We can do that for $75.
This is the one. I'm just trying to at least leave here with 3 things.
All won. She looks so happy. We all know Ashley can be a very mean person when she's upset, but this just goes to show you that she also has a good side. The lady was able to get some really nice items and at the same time was able to save her husband's birthday. Ashley made some money and the lady got some really good gifts for her husband. That's a win-win situation.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I wanted to pawn my ex-boyfriend.
Okay. This is his game or your game?
This is his, no?
My question is, did he give you?
Haha, her face says it all. That's not what she wanted to hear, and you can bet that Les is going to stand on business. She came into the pawn shop looking to sell her ex-boyfriend's game. She said they broke up, and the fact that he didn't pick up the game from her house is all the permission she needs to sell the game. Sadly, Les does not feel the same way.
Belongs to him. And what if he comes back into your house, knocks on the door and says, where's my unit?
And jeweler.
Well, the problem with that is then it's stolen.
I mean, but what the can I do with a game? So you really mean to tell me I can't do with this?
Looks like we have another drama queen in the house. Les tries to explain to the lady that he can't accept the game because it does not belong to her. If her ex-boyfriend comes to the pawn shop to claim the game, he could report it as a stolen item, and that's going to land Les in serious trouble. The lady hears that and she says she's not leaving the pawn shop.
The law says if it's stolen or if it doesn't move, I'm not allowed to.
And he left it in my house.
I couldn't do anything for you. I'm terribly sorry.
You ain't sorry about.
If she chooses to be mad, that's honestly her headache. The rules clearly state that if an item is stolen or is not owned by the individual who brought it to the pawn shop, the item cannot be pawned or sold. Les is not about to get himself in trouble because some lady wants to sell her ex-boyfriend's game.
All right, what do we have? Got a 95 Camaro here.
How many miles are on it?
40,000.
Wow. How long have you owned it?
About 8 months. Bought to fix, sell, to build a motor for my other house.
I'm not even gonna lie, that car looks fast as hell. I won't be surprised if Les decides to buy it on the spot. This dude and his friend bring in a 95 Camaro. He says that the car has about 140,000 miles on it. He wants to sell the car so he can get some money to work on another vehicle he owns. Les wants to see if the car works before they start talking prices.
Doesn't sound great.
How much are you looking for? Well, book on the car at 28.
Why?
Why?
What's the least gift that, you want to just get rid of it?
Looks like Ashley is about to get into an argument with this guy. Ashley already doesn't like the car. She says that it's in horrible condition and it doesn't even sound good. She's trying to offer him an okay price, so he doesn't leave empty-handed, and the guy proceeds to be rude to Ashley. Once Ashley is pissed, it's almost impossible for a deal to be made.
I'm sorry, I'm walking in. Good luck.
Yeah.
Want to join me in?
I was listening to this one.
Let me talk to you for a sec. This guy's gonna come here and
Whew, this is starting to get very intense. Ashley picks an issue and decides to have a personal conversation with Seth and Les. She tells them that she doesn't like how he is speaking to her, and she wants to close the deal. Seth tells her to put her personality aside and look at the bigger picture of making some money from the deal.
It's gonna get ugly real quick.
I don't really care.
We don't like to really deal in stuff that we got to work on. It's strictly it.
Well,
thanks for
thanks
coming
for
in.
your time.
Well, Les isn't wrong about that. Ashley always allows her emotions to get in the way of things, and that's why most times she is not able to get good deals. After so much back and forth, Les told the guys that he didn't want to buy a car he would still have to fix. It's just bad for business. That pretty much ended the deal. Let's hope Ashley can put her emotions in check next time.
We bicker, but lately I think Seth is very stressed about work and anger is being directed towards me and using lunch. Seth, come here. Do you know what this is?
Let's just say Les does not want to be part of their drama. After the previous deal went sideways, Seth and Ashley get into an argument. Seth put one of her items online for sale, and that just made Ashley lose her mind. She says that she still uses the item and Seth had no right to put it up for sale. Seth, on the other hand, doesn't see it as a problem.
I'm not gonna have sit here and just collect dust for no reason.
Ashley doesn't even use the microscope, the great diamond.
You're not here.
I am here, work kids and raise a family, but now I'm back.
Oh wow, Ashley means business. She says that Les doesn't treat her like she is part of the business because she was away for a while and now she's back, so he has no choice but to give her the respect she deserves. If he doesn't want to do that, then he should be ready for whatever drama she throws his way. This is definitely not going to end on a good note.
Seth figured just because I wasn't using my microscope, he could put it on the internet and sell it to make money off of. Wireless keyboard was sitting there, so I figured, hey, he's not using it now. On eBay, wireless keyboard and...
Remember when I said it was not going to end on a good note? I'm sure you understand why I said so. Ashley goes into Seth's office and she picks up a few things she believes Seth does not make anymore. What does she do? She asks one of the staff to take all the items she took and post them for sale on eBay. Seth is going to be furious.
Ash,
What?
my #1 keyboard and #2 mine.
I put it for sale.
You put my keyboard and my, does that make sense?
Yeah, you're right.
My office and just take,
Just like you took my...
how old are we?
Looks like I was right. Seth is pissed as hell and he is not going easy on Ashley. Even the staff in the pawn shop have never seen Seth this upset. Seth walks into his office and he notices that a bunch of stuff has gone missing. He walks up to ask Ashley where they are, and she tells him that she put them up for sale. The moment Seth heard that, he lost it.
What the hell are you guys thinking? You're the future owners of this. You have to be professional. Yelling at each other when you own the store. You don't yell. You weren't communicating, you were screaming at each other.
Well, their dad is not happy about the whole situation. After Seth and Ashley were done going head-to-head with each other, Les asked them to step into his office so he could give them some scolding. He told them that he didn't care if they wanted to fight each other. What he wouldn't accept is them fighting in front of the other employees. But he was not wrong though. No staff will respect them if they keep fighting like kids. Let's hope his scolding sticks to their head.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi.
Hi.
Listen, you see all these tickets. This is I'm trying. This is her baby here.
Regular customer. Every time she comes in, it's an ordeal.
Looks like we have another customer who failed to read the terms and conditions of the pawn shop. Now this lady, who everyone in the shop already knows to be stubborn, walks in and tells Ashley says that she wants to retrieve an item that she pawned. The problem now is that she is 3 months late and the item she wants has already been sold.
It was due.
I'm gonna bring it because I talked to her on the phone. She told me to get in here that day.
Bring in
I
the
drove my
ticket.
high
Bring
off.
in the
Man, the
manager.
louder you get is not going to work.
I'm not getting.
Really quick.
She-
Clearly, this lady and her husband are not ready to listen to anything that Ashley and Seth have to say. They try to explain to them that the rule says you have to pick up your item before 90 days, and once that's passed, they no longer have access to the item. Sadly, these guys are just not interested in hearing any of that.
Stop. Tell me what's going on.
It's wrong.
Why?
Seriously.
Now you missed your
Because-
due.
We're done.
Don't
Yeah.
even threaten me.
Come on.
Call the
I'm
police.
fine.
We'll be-
Call me in here.
No,
They
she
don't
won't.
put her on the forefront to deal with
Yeah.
us black folks.
At this point, I think Seth and Ashley need to have their security team escort these guys out of the building. They've tried to explain to them countless times that they can't have the items back, but they just don't want to listen. Ashley finally tells them that if they can produce a receipt, she will find something to do about their situation. But if you ask me, I honestly doubt those guys would be able to produce a receipt. They just seem like they are ready to fight anybody and everybody.
Y'all wouldn't even bring the girl out who she the manager. Y'all put somebody else on the forefront, and then y'all make me deal with her right there. That's wrong. Bring her out. Don't worry. I'm gonna.
Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am?
Now, isn't that a surprise? The people with so much drama always end up crying when they don't get what they want. After being asked to leave the building, the lady starts to yell and curse at Ashley, and that just makes Ashley even angrier. She decides to handle the situation, and the lady begins to cry. In the end, Ashley ended up renewing all her tickets, but the lady still did not get the laptop.
What you got?
It's a 1955 pedal tractor. Nothing's been changed on it. This
I
is
can
the way
see.
it was right from day.
Day one, I think it was in better shape.
Well, yeah, a little.
Even a baby is going to know that's a big fat lie. There is no way this dude bought the child's pedal tractor for $1,000. Even Les knew he was lying. He brings in the child's pedal tractor and tells Les that he wants to sell it. I very much doubt Les would want anything to do with this tractor. It looks so old and feels like it has been abandoned for more than a century. Well, let's leave Les to be the judge of that.
I'm looking for about 200.
What would you really take?
$150.
So how about 50 bucks?
How about $100?
How about 40?
Wow, I can't believe this guy actually sold the child's pedal tractor for 80 bucks. That is actually very surprising, given the fact that the initial price he bought the item for was 50 bucks and not $1,000. Well, good for him. Les seems to be in a good mood today or something. If not, on a very good day, Les would never have bought that tractor for 80 bucks.
Good deal.
Nowadays, the kids all have electric stuff. How's that?
You can't get one over on Les. He goes to all these trade shows and he knows exactly what.
Uh-oh, be careful. I've been into antique toys for a long time. I know that restored.
Aha, I knew there was a catch. Les is one of the smartest people in the pawn shop. He agreed to buy the child's pedal tractor for 80 bucks because his actual plan was to fix it and have it sold again. If he is able to fix it and the pedal tractor is in good condition, he could make up to $4,000. That's just brilliant. Oh well, let's find out what happens next in the pawn shop.
That's cool.
Holy shit, my dad's walking off behind me and he's gonna buy this thing for sure.
Dave Potter.
Nice to meet you.
It was a badass vehicle. So, go ahead.
Looks like the greatest car collector just found his way into the pawn shop, and Les seems to be very impressed with his collection. More like speechless, if you ask me. Now, this elderly man brings in a 1938 Austin with a 39 Angola grille. With all the details the car has, I'm pretty sure Les is going to want to buy this car. He wants $25,000 for the car. But first, let's see if the engine runs.
Check. Why don't you turn it on? Let's see.
That's a little loud. You might want to.
Oh, man. Now you're in trouble. Now you're gonna get the police here.
That's pretty funny.
Every time this dude speaks, everything he says just makes Les excited. I still can't believe that the sound of the car made other cars in the parking lot start to scream. That's one loud engine, trust me. The elderly man says that the vehicle has been in just one race all its life, and it went as fast as 170 miles per hour. That's pretty impressive.
Store. It's a bill of sale race car.
It's very cool, and I wish it would be street legal because we would have written you a check immediately for it.
We don't want to insult you by offering
Right.
$1,000.
Okay.
We appreciate you bringing it in.
All right, thanks.
Bring us in some of that other old stuff. Great.
That definitely broke his heart, because you can tell Les was ready to add that car to his collection. Sadly, the car is a race car, and it's not street legal. If the cops get anyone driving that on the highway, there's going to be a lot of trouble, trust me. Oh well, I'm sure another customer is going to walk in with a car that's not a race car.
Seriously, for real.
Hello?
I can't get nobody to help me. About time. Like, this is crazy. You know how long I've been sitting here waiting?
I've been over there busy, eh?
I mean, I understand you've been busy, but is everybody in the store busy?
Okay, someone needs to give this lady a chill pill before things get very intense. Now she walks into the shop, and when she initially gets there, nobody responds to her. But in less than a minute, a staff member of the pawn shop comes to attend to her. Instead of telling the staff what she wants, she decides to keep yelling at everyone.
You can't do nothing with me, baby boy. You need to give me some space. You need to give me some feet, for real. Okay, well, can you tell your boy to give me some feet? Because for real, you about to make me snap up from here. I'm already pissed off.
Just keep it adult, baby. That's
Keep it adult?
Phew! This doesn't seem like a situation that's going to be resolved anytime soon. After the woman is done making a scene, she decides to leave. In the process of her leaving the pawn shop, she turns back and asks for the manager. She says that one of the security guards cursed at her and she is pissed.
No. I was the one that came in here, tried to spend my money, is what I did. That's what I did.
Okay.
And instead of trying to come in here, I'm not even talking to you. I've been around the whole store.
So you want to buy something?
I did want to buy something.
Looks like this Lash is ready to go head-to-head with Les. She walks up to Les and tells him that one of his security guards cursed at her and she wants him to do something about it. Les tells her to bring down her voice, but she just increases the volume of her voice, and that gets Les even more pissed. At this point, he might have to get his security team to get her out of the building.
Stop screaming in the store, everybody.
Excuse me, can I take care of something? Do I need any help?
You don't even got your people that's working for you.
Here's the deal. Calm down, talk like a lady.
Thank heavens she walked out of the pawn shop by herself. For a second there, I thought that Les would have to have his bodyguards get her out of the pawn shop. Shoot, I can't believe she made Les yell at his own daughter. And it was all for nothing. At least she's out of the shop. Hopefully we never get to see her face in the pawn shop ever again.
This is like my baby.
What'd you say you paid for?
And it's about $3,200.
And this is the other piece?
And this is $4,000.
What kind of wood is it? It's a hell of an inlay.
Some part of me wants to believe that this lady is telling the truth. But given that the previous lady who walked into the pawn shop had a pretty convincing story, it's honestly hard to. This lady walked into the shop looking to pawn her flute. She claimed that she needed some money to sort out her rent, and she's in the middle of a custody case battle, so right now she needs all the money she can get. She's hoping to sell and get at least $1,200 from pawning the flute. If you ask me, I don't think Les buys her story.
They try to get over on us, but because I've been doing this so long, they have a difficult time because I believe no one.
The reason that I questioned you on the inlay was if you didn't know what the heck that wood was, these weren't yours.
At least now we know that the lady was telling the truth. Les was initially suspicious of the lady. Being that he doesn't believe anything any customer says until proven otherwise, he asked her some questions about the flute and what it was made of. She answered correctly, and that was enough evidence for Les to believe that she was telling the truth. Les agreed to sell it and give her $1,100 because he could tell that she really needed the money and she was sincere from the very start. If only all customers were like this lady.
How you guys doing?
Good, yourself?
Good.
All right.
What are we looking to do?
Well, to sell it if you can.
Sell it if you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. We're overstocked,
Yeah.
and we need to sell it so we can kind of pay the bills.
Yeah.
Sure.
A coffin? Like, these guys actually brought in an actual coffin? Wow. Somehow these customers always find a way to surprise Les and Seth. These two dudes found their way into the pawn shop looking to sell a coffin. Apparently they are overstocked and are dealing with storage issues, and they are looking to sell off some items to create some space. This coffin happens to be one of those items. They tease Les and Seth by telling them to get into the coffin and see what it feels like. There's no way any of them is getting into that coffin.
So how much do these things retail for?
It's worth like $10,000. We just like $3,500 if we can.
You want
$10,000.
Right.
Is there a brand that this is that we can maybe?
Astro unit.
Astro.
Yeah.
It looks like there are mixed feelings about the coffin, but is that really surprising? I mean, no one was expecting a coffin to walk into the shop. Les and Seth examined the coffin and it was in pretty good shape. They went in to discuss and conclude if they actually want to buy the coffin. While doing that, one of the managers of the pawn shop comes out and tells Seth that he likes the coffin and wants them to bring it in. Why he wants it, they have no idea, but it seems like they are actually going to buy it.
Oh, so then we don't, it's not really.
I didn't want it, personally. I understand that these guys might be desperate that they can't sell it, but I don't want to hear.
Okay.
I'm kind of dying to get it.
All right, so let me be honest with you.
Well, these guys clearly don't like the fact that they are not buying the coffin. Now, after the conversation that Les, Seth, and one of the managers had regarding the buying of the coffin, they all agreed that they were not going to follow through with the purchase of the item. They then came up with the excuse that they checked the internet and they saw where they could buy the coffin for as low as $1,000, and that just didn't sit right with the guys who brought in the coffin. Did Les make up that story to get rid of them? Who knows? The summary is that they aren't buying the coffin.